Hey there, it's Micah Mitchell with Membarium. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can make a My Account page on your membership site. And some people have multiple pages. Some people put all this stuff on a separate page. So they'll have a My Products page, a My Profile Information page. I've put it all into one page here just to demonstrate it, and please don't mind the design. That's not what this video is to show off, but just the functionality. This is the basic WordPress theme, and so things like forms and fields and stuff aren't really styled well. But jumping right into it, let's say you had a My Product section or you wanted one of those. You can see here I've got the basic course, and then it says you don't have the intermediate course, you don't have the advanced course. Now typically I would link these to courses, but this is just a demo site, so I'm just showing you that's where you would put a link to the basic course, and then here you'd say you don't have it, and you'd put a link to the sales page in this case for the intermediate course. The way I set something like this up, if I go back into WordPress and I look at it as an administrator, you can see there's the heading for My Products, and then I use the memb has any tag shortcode to basically say, okay, if you have this tag, which corresponds with the basic course, then I'll go ahead and show you the basic course. And again, that would actually be a link to a course. Or if you don't have it, I'm going to give you the little teaser message and a link to the sales page. And I would do that for each product. So I've got 1570, 1572, 1574. Those are tags for my different courses. And if I look over here at my tags inside of Infusionsoft, you can see those tag IDs right here. The way you would get the tags onto the products in most cases, if you go under e-commerce to actions, what you've got here is the ability to add an action per product. And so I don't know if I have anything called basic. So this is from a long time ago, Infusion Administrator Basic. I could select whatever product it is, it's going to pop up, and then I would say add a tag, and I would find my basic tag, and I think it's in the memberships, and then I'd go down and I'd find the one that just says basic, and I would go down and I'd hit save. And I'd hit save again, and this way anyone who ever buys that product gets that tag. So you would do that for each of your products, and then you'd have the tag set up, and then on the page you'd use a memb has any tag shortcode for each to show either the product or the teaser. And for all of these shortcodes, you can find out more about them in our documentation. So you can go find this one and see whatever other variations or parameters or attributes these shortcodes have. Now the next section down is the My Profile information. And if I go over here, I am logged in, by the way. What you can see is it's pre-filled. So it says, you know, here's my info. It's all pre-filled, and then you could change the info, or you could have someone change their info. This is actually just an Infusionsoft web form. So I set up a campaign that actually just has one web form. There it is. And the whole idea, if I jump into this, is that this will match up based on email address to the existing record in Infusion. So when you submit the form, over here under settings, it has duplicate checking using the person's email. So over here, I don't want them to be able to change the email, because if they changed it to test1@gmail, it would create a new user. I want them to edit this existing account, and so I don't let them change it. Now, like I said, this is a standard Infusionsoft form, but then I pre-filled those fields again using shortcodes. So if I look right here, here's the label for the first name field, and here's the first name field itself. Inside of Infusionsoft, if I look at the code, I went to the HTML unstyled, by the way, and if I look at the code of one of these, let's say the first name, the field here ends with type equals text. And what I did is just after that, so there's type equals text, I put value equals, and then within that I put another shortcode. And this shortcode, the mem contact, is made for you to get any field you want. So I put fields equals first name. So you can see there was first name, I copied it and I pasted it in. I did the same thing for last name, I copied it and pasted it, same thing for email, and did that for each field. And you can see that it's the exact same field name. Street address 1 goes right into there. So you can just load this down, and then I actually took and I pasted in something like this onto each field, and then after I'd pasted it, then I just did copy, paste, and it was pretty easy. In the case of the email address, I did something a little bit different. Like I was saying, you don't want them to be able to change it, so I still have the field, the input, this field here. I'm still pre-filling it with the person's email address using a shortcode, but I made the field hidden so that it's part of the form, part of the page, and hidden, and then I also put the email outside of it. And that's why right here you can see the email, but it's not a field. There's actually a hidden field back there with the email, but I'm just showing them, hey, this is your email. And again, you don't want them to change it, but what you could do is you could say, if you'd like to change your email, please contact support, and then you could do that manually by actually changing the record inside of Infusionsoft. Now, let's say somebody does go in here and they do update this. So instead of 8001, we just did 8000, and I hit enter. So you can see it's running the Infusionsoft form just like always. And I set the thank you page to go to this page on my WordPress site. And I just gave it a funny name. You probably wouldn't do that, but my account updated. I said, thanks for updating your account. What this page is really doing though is it's syncing the contact. So back here is an admin, there's the My Account Updated page, and here's the mem sync contact shortcode. And that's what that does, is it syncs up the contact without them having to log back in. So I changed it to 8,000, I hit this page, it syncs, I go back to my account, and I scroll down and you can see it's reflecting my updated information here. Below that, what I did is I put a change my password area. And the reason that I didn't just put the password field up on this form, because that is something I could have done, is because the change password shortcode will actually have them enter it twice and it'll make sure that those two match. And that's so if the person kind of fudges a letter or something, then they don't feel like they've got the wrong password when it locks them out. This makes sure they get it right, just like you'd see in any other site. And the way that this was done, if I look on the back end here, if I go back, so again, the section above it, the My Profile, has a little header, and then I dumped the form code, and then I added a few shortcodes. Here's the change my password, and it just has a real simple shortcode. Now, like I said, for each of these shortcodes, you can go and you can look them up on our site, and there's additional information about them. So you can change things like the label and stuff like that depending on the shortcode. Finally, on this page, I did update my payment information, and this one's a little bit trickier. It's the mem add credit card shortcode, but I added a variable called ignore SSL and I did true. Again, this is all documented on our site, but the point of this is because it's a demo site, I don't have a secure certificate. I don't have, HTTPS. And so if someone puts a credit card in here, it's not really secure. So it's normally not going to work for you. If you put this on and it doesn't work for you, it's either because you don't have HTTPS on your site, in which case you can override it if you need to with this. The other reason it might not be showing for you or it might not be working is because you need to make sure you're synchronizing the e-commerce records. So under Membarium, under Sync Options, there's this option for Synchronize e-commerce records, which I've set to yes. Now, if you don't see all these options, you might just need to go to your dashboard and turn on the advanced options, because some of these are advanced options. But as long as you're doing that and you either have SSL or you've set it to ignore SSL and set that to true, it will show the credit card information. So if I scroll down, this user actually doesn't have a valid card on file. And you can see it does pre-fill though the profile information so that I just have to add the card. So let's say I added a test MasterCard. So I said MasterCard, set a valid expiration, and I hit submit. What we'll see if we scroll back down is it actually added that card to my profile inside of Infusionsoft. So those are just a few of the things you can do on the My Account page. You update your info, change your password, change your profile, list of products that the person's bought, links to the courses or links to the sales page depending on if they have it or not. And like I said, these could go on separate pages. You could put them on one page. It looks terrible here, but if this was laid out properly, perhaps even in 2 columns, it would look pretty good. And you can add icons to it. You can add credit card icons above the payment information thing, maybe a lock above the password, maybe a little, kind of profile image of a person above this. So you can spice it up, but that's the general functionality. And the way I started this page actually is I just added these headers. So I decided, okay, what do I want? And I added these headers, the My Products, the My Profile, and then once I added the headers, I decided, okay, how am I going to put this stuff under here? And I added the different shortcodes. The last thing to note is that this page, a My Account page, I did protect it. I made it so it's only available to any logged in user. And the reason I did that instead of any membership level, which you could do either, but my thinking was really anybody who has a login might need to go to the My Account page and change their info. And even if they don't have a membership level yet, I'd like them to come here because I've put these little teaser messages that lead to sales pages. So there's an opportunity to make a sale here as well. Hopefully that was helpful. It was kind of a quick little video with a lot of stuff in it, but let us know if you have any questions. Also check out the documentation on our site for more on any of these individual shortcodes. Thanks again for using Membarium and have a good one.